I've heard many a person say, forget the past, but it's history that helps to shape our ideologies and inform our future. Who would we be if we didn't hear the stories of endurance and heroism? Through these influences, we are taught true respect for all. Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Coming up in the show, get the facts on sweet, sweet Jamaica and hear one woman's story about her fight with lupus. Stay with us. The news is first.
Security guards, protect your health. Sign up for the Private Security Regulation Authority's health insurance scheme. There are 5 options starting from $997 up to $1,882 per month for individual coverage. To find out how to access the health insurance scheme, contact the Private Security Regulation Authority at 967-2522 or visit their website at psra.gov.jm.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 18. National Security Minister Robert Montego says government's repackaged and relaunched Get the Guns campaign has raked in a 36% increase in the removal of illegal guns from the streets. So far this year, he says 674 guns have been recovered compared to 499 in 2016. 7 of those guns were collected in the first zone of special operations in Mount Salem.
With regards to illegal ammunition, this time last year, we would have collected 7,238 rounds versus for now, some 15,667 rounds.
The Security Minister was speaking at yesterday's press conference at Jamaica House, during which Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced the second zone of special operations in Denham Town. Mr. Montego revealed that Crime Stop was reporting a 28% increase in calls that provide the police with information about illegal weapons and activities. This, he said, was largely due to a reward system offering between $75,000 and $150,000 for various firearms. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, meanwhile, said similar success was being reaped from the $100 million fund set up to reward people for providing information leading to the recovery of guns and ammunition and the capture of wanted persons.
And people have been receiving their rewards because they have been sharing information and we have been reaping success. Solving crime pays. And I wish to remind the public, and in particular the residents of Denham Town, that there are sizable rewards awaiting your information.
In the meantime, it was also revealed at yesterday's ZOSO press briefing that the Security Ministry had increased its investment in the mobility and equipment of the JCF and JDF to support the zones of special operations. Minister Montego says 30 vehicles have been acquired specifically to be used within the zones,
which include trucks, buses, pickups, jeeps and specialized vehicles, and also repaired some specialized vehicles that are required within the zones. Additional equipment have also been purchased, inclusive of office equipment, not only for within the zones, but across the island.
He says the success of the zones of special operations will also be bolstered by broader investment in the security forces intelligence network, as well as the training capacity for increased recruits. Jamaica has received a $300,000 grant from the United Nations Green Climate Fund, UNGCF, to strengthen the island's capacity to develop and implement strategies to respond to climate change. The grant agreement was signed at Jamaica House on Tuesday. The funds will allow the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation to engage consultants to support the development of a country program for engagement with the Green Climate Fund.
I can assure you, therefore, that this support from the GCF can be considered as a first step on a journey towards the financing of many more projects that are in the CCD's project portfolio, as well as those that are still in the pre-planning phase.
The minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation says another $580,000 grant has been approved for Jamaica. Using this second grant, which will be signed in short order, government will work with the private sector to strengthen their capacity to access GCF resources for climate change action.
Submit your concept notes to us and we will get the GCF to look at them. If they meet the criteria, then we will ensure that the GCF will support your projects.
In the meantime, he says government is in the process of having the Development Bank of Jamaica accredited as a national implementing entity, where it will forge partnerships with the GCF to undertake projects that are guided by the fund's framework and the country's priorities. Jamaica is set to benefit from an initial $7.52 million in grant funding under the 9th cycle of the Caribbean Development Bank CDB's Basic Needs Trust Fund. Speaking at Tuesday's official launch of the project, Finance Minister Audley Shaw said the initiative would assist in empowering the lives of beneficiaries. The money will go towards the areas of education, transportation, enterprise development, and water and sanitation. Projects are to be implemented by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF.
And we are quick to get these funds into the hands of the JSIF because we know that when it comes to the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, we get every bang for the buck.
The allocation is part of a provision of $40.8 million being made available to 9 Caribbean borrowing member countries of the CDB. And finally, National Health Fund NHF cardholders are to benefit from the addition of new drugs for the treatment of breast cancer and arthritis. The new breast cancer drugs include Faslodex injection, for which NHF offers a subsidy of more than $38,000 per 250 milligram injection. The second breast cancer drug is the Gemcit injection. NHF cardholders can access a subsidy of $2,080 per 200 milligram injection and $10,400 per 1 gram injection. For the treatment of arthritis, the NHF is offering a $13,233 reduction off the cost for each 100 milligram ReadyTux injection. There is also a subsidy of $16,165 per 500 milligram injection. These changes became effective on October 12 of this year. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
Jamaica comes alive for Jamaica 55. The Jamaica Information Service is inviting primary, secondary, and tertiary students to catch the vibes and join in the celebration by participating in this year's staging of the JIS Heritage Competition. Primary and prep school children, ages 9 to 12, enter the essay competition and tell us how you would want to see Jamaica in 55 years. High schoolers, enter the poster competition. Show us your artistic interpretations of Jamaica throughout her 55 years in a poster titled Jamaica 55. Posters may be designed digitally or illustrated. Zoom, click, snap. Yes, tertiary students, the photo competition is back. Capture an image that best represents Jamaica 55. For more information on the competition rules and how to submit entries, visit the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. You may also send an email to heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, or heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm, or call us at 926-3590-4. The deadline for all entries is October 31, 2017. So ready, set, go for prizes galore. JIS Heritage Competition 2017, celebrating Jamaica 55.
Pop quiz. How big is Jamaica? What's our population? Jamaica is generally linked to what type of music? Come on, man. If you were only able to answer 1 out of 3, you really need to learn why Jamaica.
The food.
The food of love. Songs to really make you rub and scrub.
The people. The natural beauty. The music.
Give thanks to God again and again. Oh, if we could love each other.
This is ex-Jamaica. Or Jamaica. My country, Jamaica, is the largest in the Caribbean that speaks English. Even though we look small on the map, the country covers over 4,000 square miles.
Way back then, when your mother's father's uncle's pygmy son was alive, we were emancipated. We no longer had to work as slaves. Yes!
And on August 6, 1962, we became independent. We were now responsible for ourselves. And we were the first English-speaking country in the Caribbean to do so.
Ending slavery was not the only good thing. In 1944, Mommy and Daddy got the chance to choose who should run the country by voting.
Did you know that the largest parish in Jamaica is St. Anne? And you'll never guess what the longest river is. It's the Rio Minho in Clarendon.
Our national flag is also unique. The Jamaican, Libyan, and Mauritanian flags are the only ones that do not have the colors of the American flag: red, white, or blue.
And did you know that Jamaica was the first commercial producers of banana in the Western Hemisphere? The Manchester Golf Club is also the oldest golf club in the Western Hemisphere.
Our Milk River Bath and Mineral Spa is the most radioactive in the world, and that's a good thing. The Kingston Harbor is the 7th largest natural harbor in the world.
And do you know the birthplace of reggae music is right here in Jamaica? One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright.
Hear the children crying, hear the children crying.
It can be black or creamy. What am I talking about? The Jamaican Blue Mountain Coffee, which so many people love. And the Jamaica rum, Daddy says is good. It's sell off.
Jamaica is also home to the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt, to the world. And we are the first and only country to hold the male 100-meter title at all levels, including Olympics and World Champs. And it's not only track and field that we are good at. We do not have snow, but we do participate in the Winter Olympics. Cool runnings.
Jamaica's culture is also one that will definitely light up a room. The language of emoticons, capital D. Say you're in downtown Kingston and you want to get to Halfway Tree. You ask,
how far is Halfway Tree from here?
The response?
Just around the corner, man.
Only in Jamaica when you ask,
which part you there?
I'm so far, man.
Then they arrive in the next few hours.
Some things just can't be said in English. You are talking too much. No, you just a chat to tag along, so.
My country, Jamaica, has a rich heritage. If we all pull together, we can make it the place of choice to
live, work, raise family, and to do business.
Bossa, tough no true. Whole heap of pressure upon your jaw, corner. Well, this sweet made from coconut and sugar was named after Sir Alexander Bustamante, national hero and first Prime Minister of independent Jamaica. The hardness of the sweet is said to represent his firmness of character. Bossa.
If you're watching the JIS, you're always in the know when it comes to government information. Keep watching, keep informed, and tell your friends. JIS, your #1 source for government info.
Under the umbrella of their public education campaign, the Jamaica Customs Agency has been empowering its customers with critical information that is guaranteed to make the import-export process easier. More in this next feature.
The Jamaica Customs Agency, JCA, recently hosted the first of several visits across the country. The team was in the parish known for its rich history and food production, St. Elizabeth, at the St. Matthew's Anglican Church Hall in Santa Cruz. Representatives from the JCA Kingston and Montego Bay offices came prepared to inform residents about the developments within the agency and how it has been positioned to serve them better. These engagements are in keeping with the Jamaica Customs Agency strategy to expand their reach through public education. The main topic for discussion was import categories and the documentary and procedural requirements for all import classes. So, it's tradition for Jamaicans who visit foreign countries to pack a barrel with personal items and gifts for family and friends. These are classified as personal imports.
Items not manufactured for commercial use, imported for our personal use. What are we talking about? As you see there, food, clothing, household appliances, furniture, sofa, or a TV. What are commercial goods? Commercial goods are goods that are sold or traded, or it could be considered to be goods that are imported, of course, and for resale to the general public. Commercial goods can also be classified as goods to be used in business activities.
Charitable goods are meant to be charitable goods, goods that are donated to an institution and not goods that are benefiting to any individual or organization for any income. Charitable purpose includes prevention or relief of poverty, the advancement of education, the advancement of religion.
Charitable imports are afforded 100% waivers on import duties, GCT, special consumption tax, stamp duties, and only 50% of customs administrative fee is applied. Full import duties, environmental levies, and GCT is applied to motor vehicles, however.
Can you put a bag on the dresser for me, please, to do an examination? And what is this I'm seeing here? This is a turkey? But Mrs. Griffith, do you have a permit for the medication and for the turkey that you're taking, ma'am?
Agricultural produce, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, firearms, fireworks, human remains, and drones are on the list of restricted items and will require a permit from the respective organizations. These include the Ministries of Agriculture, Health and National Security, Pharmaceutical Regulatory Affairs Division, and the Kingston and St. Andrew Health Department. The JCA makes special arrangements for returning residents and students, deportees, and even the deceased. In order to make use of these arrangements, one must have the necessary documentary evidence to support claims of residency outside of Jamaica for 3 or more consecutive years. Qualified applicants can only benefit once from these concessions. Recipients of imports should collect shipping documents from an agent and present these along with a valid ID and a tax registration number TRN card to a customs supervisor.
For those of us who are travelers, when we come to the airport, right? One of the things that we think about first of all, and we always want to ensure that we have, is what? The PD form, the yellow form, the C27 form.
The form is the document on which allowances are appropriated. This too should be presented to a customs supervisor. Travelers 18 years and older are entitled to this duty-free allowance form. The Jamaica Customs Agency has a wide cross-section of clients, and as such, they have implemented the Asikuda system, which allows for a faster, easier, simpler, and more business-friendly environment. The system makes it possible to process transactions electronically. These transactions include applications for licenses and permits, automated approval, online payment, and automated risk assessment. The agency also facilitates a door-to-door delivery system, which is a simplified process for small shipments.
You can stay right here and have your shipment cleared without you traveling to Kingston or traveling to Montego Bay or traveling to St. Anne.
The meeting was very interactive and allowed for a question and answer section.
I have a truck on the wharf. I ship it here.
And for instance, no one contacts me. I get no information. Nobody told me how I should go about it. The shipper put a broker on me. I want to know, do I have to use who the person gave me?
There is always the accommodation by the JCA if you so wish to have your custom broker changed. Pretty sure that customs will make some accommodations for him.
I'm Orlando and I'm asking a question on behalf of the youths, right? I listened to everybody and I want to know, how do you get the youths involved in the Jamaica Customs Agency?
What Customs is doing now, working in tandem with the Caribbean Maritime University, Customs draws from that pool of persons who are being trained. In fact, a part of them getting their degrees is that they must do community service, and so Customs fosters these students.
In addition to that, a customs program is offered at the Caribbean Maritime University as well as the Sam Sharp Teachers College in Montego Bay. The Jamaica Customs Agency intends to partner with you to make your customs-related activities stress-free. As they continue their public education initiative, join them when they come to your neck of the woods. Take the opportunity to go out and be informed.
Lupus, a chronic autoimmune disease that lashes out at the skin, joints and/or organs. As we observe Lupus Awareness Month, Dr. Jacqueline Goldburn will give you a first-hand understanding of how this disease can change your life.
I was diagnosed with lupus in 2008. But from my own knowledge of what is happening, I must have had lupus all my life, as it were, because I've always been having symptoms. But the challenge that I had was that I was always misdiagnosed. And so that is the focus of my, the challenges in terms of, the doctors would think that I have something else and not lupus. But you'd have different symptoms. But I have systemic lupus, and lupus is not only systemic, but some persons just have what we call discord lupus or other little types, joint pains, and so on. But I have the full works. Well, I was extremely disappointed because I felt, oh my God, I have lived a good life. I have always been careful about what I eat. I've always been sure to exercise. I've used to be nice and slim and beautiful. And to hear that now I have this condition, I did not want to believe. And then it got worse after the diagnosis. You know, I had periods where I couldn't work at all. There was a 4-year period in my life that I never worked. I just couldn't work. I was just always sick. I was always in hospital. Sometimes I'm in intensive care, sometimes I am unconscious, sometimes I'm all kinds of things. So it has not been a very wonderful ride. In 2014, I became, my kidneys stopped working. So I was now in renal failure. And it means that I now have to go to dialysis. So there were days when I would just be so weak. My blood count, that's HB, would fall to a very low level. I had to get blood. I had to look at what I eat. I had to look at how much I do. I had no energy most times. I couldn't do anything. I just had to lie down in my bed. So just different things. You couldn't walk sometimes. Sometimes I can't talk clearly. Sometimes I can't see. Sometimes my hands are so swollen I can't use them. Sometimes just different things. My lungs would fail. Different things would happen. So I've been through the ropes. Mentally, it was devastating because I feel that that's not supposed to happen to me. So I went through that period. I actually went through a period of severe depression. I was just so depressed. I could not help myself. There were days I just cry and cry and cry. And part of that too is the medication that I take. Some of the steroids make you depressed. And then you look into the mirror and you look at yourself and say, who is this? I don't know you. Can I tell you, I have learned to love life and to live. And that is what is important to me. Each day counts. And I believe that I should live each day to the fullest. With lupus, there is this uncertainty. I don't know when I will be unconscious again. I don't know when I will die. But I am going to maintain the quality of life, and I'm going to have a good life, and I'm going to live. I have good family support. My husband is extremely supportive, my son. So I have them, and I have good friends. Good friends, the saying goes, good friends are better than pocket money. Then there's also the Lupus Foundation, which is important. There is a support group there. There are excellent rheumatologists there who will provide advice and help and care and just information. There's a whole host of books and tapes and all kinds of things that you can get information from. There is also the website that you can look at and get information as well. I've actually gone for job interviews and I know I don't get a job not because I'm not qualified, but because I have lupus. So employers need to understand that people living with lupus can actually contribute and, you know, make adjustments. There are days, for example, after dialysis that I will come to work a little bit late, but I will work later to make sure that the time is there. I have learned that. It has no boundaries, it has no behavior, it has no conscience, it has no purpose, it has no time. It does what it chooses to do whenever. And therefore you need to be aware of yourself and what are some of the things that are your triggers, and therefore try to manage and monitor those. You must also be mindful of the medication that you have to take and take them carefully and take them well. You should also be mindful of your appointments with your doctors and make sure that you keep those appointments. I would say to you, help is available. Find some help, find some support. Talking about it helps. Don't feel that it is you are, because you're special or you're being punished why you have lupus, but recognize that this is just another thing that could happen to anybody. Anybody, color, class, or creed, rich or poor, man or woman. There are more women with lupus than men, but men have lupus as well. And so be aware of the symptoms, get help, get treatment. Don't hide away, don't think that people obey you, because Jamaica is famous for that. But know that this is a condition that can be controlled. It cannot be cured. It can be controlled and you can maintain a healthy life. Seek to work, seek to be involved, do what you're doing, treat whatever is happening. If it's depression, get it treated, get treatment, get help. Help is available.
To learn more about lupus, contact the Lupus Foundation of Jamaica via their website lupusfoundationjamaica.org or 754-8458. You may also visit them at 7 Barbados Avenue, Kingston 5.
Stay tuned with the happenings of our nation so you can share, grow, and make a difference. The JIS team is enabling you through our website, mobile apps, and social media sites. Like, follow, and subscribe. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.